I want to say that we offer the Diagnostic Medical Sonography Ultrasound program, which we broker from Red River College. You can see on the website that I am sharing on the screen right now, which is the Suncrest College website, there is a Diagnostic Medical Sonography page. And I want to show you a few things about this program first, and then move on to more detail about the Casper. So if we click on the program admission requirements here, you can see that clearly stated is it's a competitive entry program, and there are 2 phases of requirements where the admissions will actually be based on the Casper test results in descending order. Okay, so let's go through, first of all, the academic requirements or the phase 1 requirements. You need to provide a number of transcripts to us, and the deadline for getting everything into Suncrest College is May 31st. So that means all official documentation, all requirements, admission requirements must need to be met and submitted to Suncrest College by that date. So if we look through here, you can see that the first requirement is a post-secondary transcript showing completion of at least 18 credit units of degree level classes. So certificate or diploma level classes will not count in this 18 credit units. At least 12 credit units of those must be science. If you have questions about what makes a science and whatnot, please email our admissions at SuncrestCollege.ca email, and we're happy to help you. You also have to complete a human anatomy and physiology, 6 credit units, and medical terminology, 3 credit units. These can be done at a college level. We do have lists of classes that are accepted, but you need to have them completed within the last 5 years, and you have to have at least a 65% or higher. Okay. So that covers off the academic requirements, but you also need to provide maybe English language requirements. So please check to make sure that you meet the English language requirements. You'll see a link found here. You'll need proof of a first aid course, as well as a document, which we will email you. Then, once you have all of that, you also need to do the Casper. Now, you don't need to have completed everything in the first phase before doing the Casper, but you need to be on track because you can only sit the Casper once per academic intake. So let's go through what we're going to talk about with the Casper. All right, you have to book online and pay for the Casper test on your own. It is part of the admission requirements for the sonography program. And as I mentioned right at the beginning, it is actually the determination of who gets into the Casper. So, who gets into the sonography program is based on the ranking of your Casper results. So let's look at what information we give you about Casper on the website. We include a number of links to different pages. So I want to go through some of these, showing you what's available. So this Red River College Polytechnic webpage, right here, very useful page. It talks a bit about the Casper, what it's for, and most importantly, it lists the dates that you can write the Casper for Red River College. Now, Suncrest College's program is brokered from Red River College, so when you write the Casper, you have to choose Red River College as your institution. Therefore, the dates are important. Usually, and as you can see on the screen here, the last date to write is in April, even though the application deadline and the deadline for all documentation is May 31st. So ensure that you have booked your Casper in time. You are only able to write the Casper once per intake year. Now, let's look at some of the other links about the Casper, which takes us to Acuity, which is the company that offers the Casper. They have this What is Casper page, talks about what the Casper is. It is an online open response situational judgment test. Okay, and they provide you with a wonderful webinar and that you can watch and go all the way through. I've left the webinar open to this page telling us what exactly the Casper is looking for in understanding. So I want to tell you a little bit more about the Casper, and you can see that the test consists of 6 video responses. Then there's an optional 10-minute break, 4 typed responses with an optional 5-minute break, and then another 4 typed responses. So that's the layout of the test. About the scores. So once you've sat the Casper test, what happens? So approximately 4 to 5 weeks after you write the Casper, you will receive a quartile score. It's not an actual mark like a percentage, but it ranks you in where you came with all the other people who sat the Casper at that time. And the reason they don't give you the actual score, they say in the webinar, is because institutions do different things with the scores. Therefore, they just give you how you've ranked compared to everyone else. The actual score will be sent to the institution you listed when you signed up for the Casper. So in your case, it will be sent to Red River College. Even though we are Suncrest College, Red River College will share the scores of any student who has applied with us. So we will get your Casper test directly from Red River College. How to prepare for the Casper. There is a wonderful page called Casper Prep. This is on the Acuity website. It is absolutely fantastic. It shows you a lot of things that you can do. Before the test day, what can you do? Make sure you check your computer or check your Acuity account, things like that. So they really talk about checking your system requirements. So telling you, what you need, and then about 3 days before the test, you should check that your system is working properly and will do everything Acuity needs. Familiarize yourself with the test format. Take the practice test. Very important, always. They note here that they don't endorse at Acuity any third-party tests or preps. However, if you're wanting to do so, certainly go ahead. I'm not recommending. However, just make sure that you know that Acuity does not endorse any of the third-party test preparation courses. Helpful strategies actually for your test. And once again, some very, very good technical tips on how to do good video responses. And they include things as simple as make sure you're in a quiet place. Make sure your background is plain so that it doesn't distract from your actual responses. So looking and reading through this page is very, very helpful for you. Again, just in the webinar, setting yourself up for success on the test day, and they really use a computer that has a working webcam and a microphone, so make sure that those are working first. Have 2 browsers downloaded just to make sure, and they say Chrome and Firefox. Complete your system requirements check, restart your computer so that it's working to the best of its ability, disable any VPNs or firewalls and browser plugins, and visit the test prep section to make sure you've got the general tech tips at the top of your mind. I also wanted to note a couple of things about the test and how it's graded. Each scenario, so there are 14 scenarios as we've learned, video and written. Each scenario is marked by a different grader. So when you do 14 scenarios in one test sitting, you actually have 14 graders, 1 for each scenario. And the webinar really stresses how important that is for you as a test taker. Because if you just have a response you're not happy with or you found very difficult, it's okay. That's going to be graded by one person. And your next scenario is going to be graded by another, so it's a fresh start. So really ensure that if you have a bad response, put it behind you and really move on and make sure your next response is the way you want it, right? Because it's a fresh start for each question. And this slide here really shows what the raters or the graders focus on. So they're looking for specific things that Casper is looking for, the content of your response, benchmarking applicants one against the other. But they are not focused on spelling errors, dialect, accents, English proficiency, cutoff for incorrect sentences, attire, environment. But again, it does help to have a quiet environment because it makes it easier for the graders to ignore it, right? Appearance or your length of response. So making sure that you understand these things, that's really useful. Booking your Casper, you do it on the Take Casper, you reserve your test. Once again, you will have to ensure you choose a college, an institution. You're not looking for Suncrest College. You're looking for Red River College, which is in Manitoba. Okay, so make sure you choose that one. You'll also have to choose a language, a time zone, a place, and a program, which would be sonography in this case. Right? And if you've got questions, once again, reach out to any advisor at Suncrest College or the admissions email, and we will certainly help you to the best of our abilities. Last two things I wanted to show you are we have an Acuity Insights, which lists a bunch of articles about essential information, accommodations, how to create an account. This is Acuity's fact page, and it's got some very useful information, so I encourage you to read through and look through that. Finally, it never hurts to contact the actual person. So contacting Acuity if you've got questions about the Casper is a good way to go. Once again, we are here to help you out as well. So hopefully, even though this has been short, you've got some good information and insight into the Casper test, and it allows you to book and take it successfully. Thank you.